Yo, what up, my Chicago bros? It's your boy back with another banger video, and you guys loved my last pro tier list updated after the championships, and you guys said you wanted to see the teams. So here I am delivering with a teams tier list post championship. Now you guys have been going crazy in the past couple of videos, the comments, the tweets, the likes, the subs, everything. I need you guys to keep that up. The channel is moving the direction we want. I love that out of you guys. I try and like and respond to as many comments as I can. So I just greatly appreciate it. Your boy appreciates you guys, and I can't thank you enough. Now let's hope this video keeps doing well. Maybe you guys have some suggestions for other tier lists, other video ideas, and we can keep the channel rolling. Now this is late at night, so I might be a little bit more quiet, and there might be a little bit of flashbang from the monitor. Sorry about that. But anyways, if you guys did not see the last video, it is just the post championships, which was the final RLCS tournament tier list. So where I place teams, and I'll give you a little bit of a reasoning why. But yeah, you guys probably get the gist. Let's just get right into it. Top blokes, I'm gonna put top blokes in elite because the beginning of the tournament they really had really poor expectations compared to where they started the season, and they ended up doing pretty well versus guild, and then they did all right versus vitality, but definitely exceeded expectations. So this is what a team I would have expected to put, and I expected better. But I actually put them in elite because they did get a series win, and they kind of proved themselves to not be where everyone thought they were actually. Now vitality, I'm gonna put vitality as the goats, man. When K-Dop and that team need the most pressure on them all season, people have been saying they've fallen off. All three of them just step up and beat the best team in EU by far, and they did it pretty convincingly too. All three of those players literally stepped up completely, and if this was a LAN coming up, a lot of teams would have to watch out for vitality, especially with that latest performance. But vitality's got to be the one of three teams I have in goats because of that performance, and they did solid. Now rogue is a team when on the day, or just when they're playing well, because we didn't get to see that much of them. I think they can be the best team in the world, no question. But their performance versus SSG and us honestly was not the rogue that fans and people knew in general. So I'm going to put them in I expected better. I think maybe some of them had their moments at times, but they just did not look like a unit and did not look like the rogue that usually shows up. And that's kind of where you need to show up most in this tournament. You need, even if individual players are off, you can still be as a team. You can still play well together. And I just don't think individual wise, a lot of them showed up, as well as just, they weren't meshing well together for some reason. Now Queso, I'm going to put Queso in elite because Queso did win a couple series and they played really well, especially against Guild and Solary. Their series were entertaining, but again, I can't put them in potential GOAT. Their playstyle is just way too risky, as well as on the day they could be playing just really poor or incredibly well. So I can't put them in potential GOAT, but they did do better than I thought they would, so I'm going to put them in elite because of it. All right, up next. See, I want to put us in elite, or I want to put us in potential GOAT, but I really don't think that we had enough time to show that potential GOAT because we only played with Dries for so long, and the tournament's obviously season finished. So because of that, I don't want to do it. And I also don't want to be biased because obviously I'd put my team in GOATs if I could. But I would say towards the end of the season, we were definitely potential GOAT, but just because of it, I'm going to put us at the top of elite. The rankings don't really matter, but I do think that we were the third best team in NA, obviously, in that tournament, the championship, because SSG did get second. But I definitely think we put up the best fights and had some of the most entertaining series, as well as we were just all playing well individually and as a team. I think rotations, everything, we were playing really well. And I think we exceeded expectations, as well as we definitely could have made a couple more games, one here and there, and we could have been in the finals. Anything could happen. But I definitely think we were probably one of the third best team in NA and one of the top teams in the world after the championships. Okay, up next is Ground Zero. I'm going to put Ground Zero in elite, and you guys might be wondering, this team dominates Oceania. How can they not be potential GOAT or GOATs? Well, guys, I'm going to be real. I'm not impressed by the Oceania region. I'm sorry. I love the people over there. The players, they're so good. But I just can't put them in potential GOAT because I know that if it came to an international tournament, they would not. I don't believe, now I would love to be proven wrong, but I don't believe they can compete with the potential GOATs or the GOATs, so the category with them or above. But I have to put them in elite, and they absolutely dominated their region, so hats off to them. Now Furia, I'm going to put Furia in elite, and I was gonna say I expected better, but I'm not gonna lie. Sam, I didn't watch entirely the entire thing, but I know it was a good series. They played well, but True Neutral just ended up edging them out. And again, they're a team that probably could play on a certain day. They could top True Neutral, but because of that, I can't really put them any higher than Elite. And then Neutral, sorry, I'm actually going to put in potential GOAT because a lot of those players and the South Americans actually Q&A servers, so I get to see them a decent amount. And these guys are actually really good. And I think it's because they get to Q&A servers, they probably advance in skill a little bit. And I do think that their consistency and dominance in that region is kind of just, they're like being that good in a region where it's that competitive and doing it under pressure as well the most. I would put them in potential GOAT, as well as because I think if they hopped into a LAN, they can show that they could compete, just because I've seen the potential in South America, in my opinion. Up next, FaZe I expected better. This is a team that everyone knows is so hit or miss on the day, and for the day they just did not show up. All three of them individually I do not believe were great, and then as a unit they just looked like they hadn't been teaming together for a year or whatever it was they actually had been teamed. So a little bit disappointing for FaZe, but I know it's just it was one series, one day, and they'll come back stronger. But yeah. Okay, up next is Solar. I'm going to put Solar in expected better. This team has so much experience under their belt with Ferris, Chaussette, and Astral. They're a team that people probably predicted to make a deep run. But they just, I feel like, I don't know what the record is, but under pressure / like game sevens, they do not have the ice. And that's something that really helps with experience with those players. So that's something where you think they would edge out Queso, but they didn't end up doing it. As well as I don't think individually they're great. So I can't really put them in elite, or I expect it. So they kind of did my expectations, but yeah, can't put them in elite. Up next is Envy. Now Envy, I would put in I expected better because I expected them to show up better, but they're obviously going to go in potential GOATs for me. This team went on as the best team in the world, no question, or best team in NA, I should say. But the past couple months, I would say, they weren't really looking at themselves. Now, I don't know what that was due to. It's probably just maybe individual like mishaps or just no cohesion in how the team wanted to play. But again, everyone knows that was not the Envy that everyone knows and like a lot of people love against SSG, and it did come down to just one day, so that's unfortunate that they couldn't have another day. But yeah, Envy, there's no question that team could win a Worlds on a specific day. But in that tournament after the entire RLCSX season, I can't put them in GOATs. Now BDS, I know they did not win, but after the kind of season they had where they just, on one day, they didn't win the championship, the most important one of them all, and that is a big issue, I still can't say anything but GOATs for that team. And, you know, because of that, their dominance is going to go down in history in terms of EU Rocket League, so because of that, they have to be in GOATs. And even though they did lose the final tournament, all three of those players are so nasty, work so well together that they're still a top team in the world, top three, most likely. Let me go. Why am I going out of order? Okay, so this is Cringe Society, which came second to Ground Zero again. Can't really. They're in the same boat as Furia. They played really well. Went down to 3 series, I believe, which is impressive, but they're just not at the level where I can't say I expected better, because it was better than what I guess I thought they would do. But again, it's same boat as Furia. They played well. They could probably win it on a day, but just the other team is better than them in that region. Not much else to say. Space Station, potential GOAT. Space Station, that Envy series was probably the Space Station that everyone expected to see in that NRG series. But they were just absolutely dominant, playing their way. No matter how boring or unappealing it might be to some people like myself, I'm just going to be real, I don't find it appealing. But that's not really my place to say anything, because they win and I can't argue with that. Winning is winning. But yeah, they definitely have the potential on a day to be the best team in NA, and they showed it. But in terms of the entire tournament, they can't be GOATs because they played crazy in one series and then they played really poorly, and they would probably consider themselves that as well. But for the final team, Energy, everyone knows this is the third and final GOAT. They started stepping up towards the end, the best team in NA, no question. They proved it in our series. They showed grit. They showed it in the SSG series. They can adapt. All three of those players are crazy skilled individually. Their cohesion was on another level. They've been doing it all season. They've kind of not had a BDS type level dominant, but they were getting there. If the season went a little bit longer, I would say I don't know how many tournaments they won, but they definitely showed up and showed out. But yeah, those are my championship rankings based on the end of season and the final tournament. Obviously, I didn't do the rest of the teams just because that video would be too long. This video is already 10 minutes, but it was just a quick little tier list for you guys because I know you enjoyed the last one. But make sure to comment, leave a like. I greatly appreciate you. I see you guys. Share the video. Let's get a 1 out of 10 for this video. You know, let's blow this video up. F it. But I appreciate you guys wherever you are, morning, afternoon, dusk, dawn. Have a good one. Stay safe. It's your boy Chicago and the Chicago Bros, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.